You're watching The Roach on Florida TV.
Daniel is here today. This man has the most amazing story, and millions of you know his story, and then there are even millions of you that don't know his story, and it is so fascinating. And by the way, Daniel, this morning I thought of you. I had this before your story, so I just want you to know that, okay? But brought my Krispy Kreme coffee mug, which is appropriate.
Here too.
We've got some Krispy Kreme donuts sitting here on the table for those of you that can't see it. You can, of course, can watch this on YouTube as well. And Daniel's story is incredible. I'm going to take this piece by piece because it is so fascinating, so interesting. But here's the two things I learned from your story, and tell me if this sums it up, okay? First thing, don't ever let the police search your car.
Absolutely.
Number two, if you ever get in trouble with the law, make sure you get a good lawyer. Mm-hmm. Somebody that's not afraid to go up against the law. Mm-hmm. Your story's incredible. I'm going to tell it real briefly, and then we're going to take it step by step. Sure. Years ago, Daniel was literally pulled over on an Orange County road here in Florida. Pulled over at night, didn't think much of it. All right. Hey, we'd like to search your car. He gave him permission to do so. And then all of a sudden, Daniel is allegedly arrested for possession of methamphetamine.
Crystal methamphetamines, yes.
And next thing you know, Daniel finds himself in an Orange County jail. He is sitting there. He's being fingerprinted. And now he has got to prove his innocence. And the interesting thing about his story is, of course, he doesn't use crystal meth, never has, never will. And he has had to fight his way out of this and prove to the police, to the county, to his record that this man is innocent. And that sounds so simple. You just, hey, I didn't do it. That stuff you found isn't crystal meth, but it is much more complicated than that. How's that for a summary?
That's pretty good, Randy.
Wow. Your story is, I swear to goodness, when I heard about this years ago, how long has it been now? What's the date?
December 2015 is when
2015. Okay, yeah. So we're looking almost 5 years ago this happened, and I remember this and just going, "Oh, this guy is a goofball." Seriously, you know. I mean, he got arrested, like many people do, and then you start digging deeper and you go, "No, this guy is normal. The police have some issues here. This is not fair. This is wrong. This is injustice." And so let's take it back. What date was it? What were you doing? Where were you going? It was in the evening, right?
No, it was actually about 1 in the afternoon.
Well, oh, I thought it was at night.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Got that wrong.
Well, December 11th,
okay,
2015, I picked up my friend to go to chemotherapy, who since has passed away from cancer. And when he goes to get his chemo, I go to the gym and work out. Then he calls me when he's ready, and then I go pick him up. It's 10 minutes away. So drop him off. I'm going to the gym, and it's next to where the old Amway Center used to be. It's not a real great part of town. So,
and for people that live around the rest of the country, that's near downtown Orlando.
Yeah. So I'm going, and all of a sudden I see lights behind me.
Okay.
Like, wow, what's this all about? So I pull over, and Randy, the police walk up and they just stare at me. And I'm like, did I do something wrong? And then he went, well, you were going a little fast. And I went, really? And they went, yeah. They went, you were going 41 in a 30. I said, wow, I didn't realize I was. And then, Randy, they just stared at me again. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, are you going to give me a ticket? And they went,
why, no, real quickly, why do you think they were staring? Like, why, I know you look back on this.
I don't have any idea.
It's 1 in the afternoon, so it's not the middle of the night or something.
No. Just drop off a friend for chemo.
And you're a very normal-looking guy, so, I mean, it's not like, okay, this guy's, whatever. He's got long hair. He's all tatted up. You're a very normal human being. So that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, I still don't understand it. And they went, well, would you mind if we searched your car? And I said, tell you what, if you don't give me a ticket, you can search the car. And they said, okay, they're not really supposed to do that. So they're searching the car, and after about 10 minutes, I'm like, wow. So this corporal comes back and goes, okay, you want to tell us about it? And I said, no, there's nothing to tell. What are you talking about? And they went, we found it. And I went, no, because there's nothing to find. And they went, yeah, crystal methamphetamines. I said, I don't even know what that is.
I've heard about it on the news, but I don't really know what it is.
I've never even smoked a cigarette.
Right.
So, and they said, yeah. And they went, now we're willing to work with you if you're willing to work with us. And I said, well, I can't work with you even if I wanted to because I don't know anything. I said, okay, well, turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. I said, I'm telling you, you're making a big mistake. And they went, no, we don't think so. So
let's go. Okay, so now you're in handcuffs. You're standing in front of your car.
Everyone's
driving by.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this weirdo. What's going on? What did he do wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. And then so when they went in the car, what was in the what other things were in the car? And then we'll get to the alleged methamphetamine.
Believe it or not, Bibles and gospel tracts. That was it.
So you had a bunch of Bibles.
I give them out to homeless people. Yeah.
Okay, so you distribute this to people along the streets of Orange County and other places throughout Florida.
Yeah, when they come up and say, can you spare any money? I'll give them a couple bucks and a Bible.
So how many Bibles did you have in there?
Probably only about 5 or 6 at the time. Yeah.
Okay, so that was in there. Was that in the trunk or in the car?
No, it was on the back seat.
Okay.
In plain view.
And anything else in the trunk? Did you have anything? I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I did have my pistol with me, which I have a permit for.
Okay. And you probably warned them about it. Hey, I just want to let you know I have a pistol or...
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
So then that was no big issue. You had a permit. That's very, very, very normal. So then where was the methamphetamine? Where was that located?
They brought me over to the car and they pointed down to the floorboard of the driver's side and they went, see? And I went, that is icing from a Krispy Kreme glazed donut. And they went, no, that's crystal methamphetamines. I went, no, it's not. And they went, well, it is. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to argue with you. So they took me to jail.
So, okay, so what they found were flakes from
icing, yes,
icing
from the donut.
And let's go back a little bit. You visit Krispy Kreme.
Maybe I get one every couple weeks.
You treat yourself.
Yep.
You go in through the drive-thru. Hey, I have a couple donuts or whatever.
One.
I got you a box here.
Thank you.
You can open it up. Open it. No, I just want to see. Could you show me? I mean, are we talking that kind of icing or the chocolate icing? People that are watching.
No, it wasn't chocolate. It was regular.
All right. So you can take that home with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bring it to the family. But so it's that icing. Can you hold one of those up just so people? So it's the clear icing that is on the glazed donut.
Yeah, but when it gets hard, it gets kind of whitish.
Okay, so it gets flaky, looking like meth.
Yes,
or what they think looks like meth.
I don't know what it looks like myself, but that's what people tell me. Yeah.
So you're such a slob, you had it all over the floor.
No, I just had a couple little pieces. I hadn't vacuumed the car out. It was 2 days prior.
So that was on the floor, and that's what they scooped up.
Yes.
And did they actually physically show it to you at the car? Like, hey, here's what we found, dude.
I said, that's,
icing from a Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah.
Were you just like at that moment going, you got it. I mean, this is going to, okay, they're going to find out immediately what this is, and that's going to end this nonsense.
Well, actually, I thought I was being pranked because my brother is with OPD. And
so he's a cop?
Yeah.
So you thought maybe like he's going to step out, gotcha.
Yeah, but when they put the handcuffs on me, then I started thinking, I don't think this is a prank anymore.
And did you have any thoughts at that moment, like maybe somebody planted something on you? Did you have like any flashes of like maybe somebody's...
When they showed me the flakes, I knew what it was.
And they said we scooped this from the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. So now they put you in the squad car.
Yep. Drive me to 33rd Street.
Which is
county jail.
County jail. Mm-hmm. Lovely place, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I have a spine injury. So when you first go in, they ask you, do you have anything that you could go into withdrawal from? if you don't take it soon enough. I said, yes. So they got that information. I said, it's going to be maybe an hour or so, because I was just about to take it anyway. So they said, okay, we'll take care of you. Then you go back and you do the strip search, which really wasn't as fun as I thought it would be.
So, yeah, I know. I mean, I get it. You take off all your clothes. Do they like really search you closely? Like,
you have to bend over and,
bend over and expose everything.
Yeah.
Is humiliating as it could be, whether you're a man, woman, whatever, child.
For a woman, it's got to be horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you do that and going, okay, and you're in the jail. And then what are they saying to you at this point?
Nothing. They took some information from me, and I sat down next to a couple of guys, and one of the guys heard me talking to my wife, and he started laughing. He said, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at what happened.
Wait, go back. You had to call your wife.
Yeah.
And say, honey,
you got to bond me out. I got arrested. She knew I didn't do anything immediately, but yeah, so she was just hysterical. My son-in-law actually did everything.
So let's be clear to everyone that is watching and listening so we understand this. You have no history of drugs, really drinking either, do you?
No.
I mean, have you ever had alcohol?
As a kid, I'm not against it. I just don't like it.
So this is interesting. So you've never drank, smoked?
Yeah, I've never smoked a cigarette.
Weren't into any type of recreational drugs?
Nothing.
Nothing. So there would be no reason for you to even be near that kind of stuff.
I mentioned that to the deputy, to the officer, I said, do I look like I take... Back then, I was 35 pounds heavier, muscle mass. I've lost 35 pounds since then. But I said, do I look like I take crystal meth? And she said, well, you're probably just selling it. True story.
You're more the dealer type.
Yeah. She said, you're probably just selling
You're very
it.
inquisitive. You're very smart. So then when you called your wife, how do you word that? Hey, honey, I'm here at the jail. Can you come down and buy? I mean, how do you... Does she go, what?
She couldn't believe it. She knew she believed me, but she was almost hysterical. My son-in-law called me, or I called him, I don't remember, and he said, I'll handle it. She doesn't have to do anything. I'll take care of everything, which I was grateful for.
He's the one that's the cop?
No, my son-in-law.
Your son-in-law. Okay, so who's the cop?
My brother, Rick.
Your brother. You didn't think of calling him?
I did call him.
Okay. You got a hold of him too then?
See, all the people that I was a park ranger at Lake Eola for 15 years.
Right.
I worked with the police every day. And everybody that I knew back then, is gone pretty much. I didn't know anybody on the force currently. And my brother was very angry about what happened.
Right. No, I'm just trying to go through my head if I got arrested, who I would call and the reaction, especially if it was something, well, what'd you get arrested for? And you tell her, they say I had possession of meth or something. Yeah. She had to have gone, what are you talking about?
No, she believed me right away. The people around me were all laughing. One guy went, hey, dude, I'm not laughing at you, but this is so weird. You're going to get some bucks over this.
Okay, so then what happens? You go through the booking process at Orange County Jail.
Yeah, I went through that. Then I'm sitting for like 5 hours. So I went back to the people that told me, if we're going to take care of you. I said, look, I've been going through withdrawals. Just to let you know, if you can give me my meds, I'll be good. And they said, you need to go over there and sit down and shut up, or we're going to put you in the back where you don't want to be.
Wait, who's going through withdrawals?
Me.
You are.
By now it's 5 o'clock.
For what? Withdrawal for
my
your back problem. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Your spine problem.
Yeah. So they told me, sit down and shut up, or we're going to put you where you don't want to be.
Okay. So then how? Then they process you. Do they then let you go and then you bond out? And
no, you go upstairs with everybody else.
So tell me about that process. So what does that mean by going upstairs? Are you going to see a judge?
No, you're going to stay, to live.
This is your new home.
Yeah. So, I'll go up and I stand in line to use the phone, and this guy comes up and goes, I'm next. And I go, no, you're not. And he went, but I want to be next. And I went, well, get set for a disappointment because you're not. He looked at me, I looked at him. He said, okay, but I'm after you. And I'm like, I don't care. At this point, I'm mad. I'm ready to kill. I would choke him out if I had to. But, so I used the phone and find out everything's been taken care of. They're just waiting to come get me as soon as they release me. So I'm only upstairs for maybe an hour and a half. I was 11 hours total.
11 hours just at the dealing with the authorities.
Right.
And so then they release you, and then you what? Have a court date set at that point, or what is the next step after that you need to do? Obviously, get a lawyer, right?
Well, they sent the material to the FDLE, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, to make sure of what it was. And
they don't do that out in the field, huh?
They did it, but the woman that was doing it had never been trained.
So what happened when they did it out in the field?
It came up positive because she didn't know what she was doing.
So this is important. This is really, really important. She does it out in the field, and it's like what we've seen on episodes of Cops or every show that we've seen where they put it in like a little baggie, they tap it, and it either changes color or it doesn't.
Right.
And it changed the color that would indicate this is methamphetamine.
Yes, because she'd never been trained on how to do the test.
So did they even show you that out in the...
Yeah, they showed it to me.
So when you saw it, you went...
I said, you're wrong.
This is insane.
Yeah, I said, that's crazy.
What are you people talking about?
Yeah, I said, that's wrong. You made a mistake.
Did you have any thoughts at that moment, like you were being set up, or, I mean...
No, not really. But you know what? I would have gone to prison. Methamphetamines and a pistol with me. And I said, but I have I got a permit for that. She said, when you're carrying narcotics, it doesn't matter.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
So they did the test out in the field, and then they also send it to a lab. And this is a normal confirmation process they would go through to sort of have a double check of whatever substance is discovered by somebody that's been caught with something.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I had to wait for almost 2 months for the FDLE to, notify Orange County that it was sugar.
So how do you find that news out? So here it is months later. You know in your heart you did nothing wrong. But during that time, be honest, were you thinking, what if it comes back?
What if it comes back? They planted something, or they made a mistake. I'm going to prison.
You start sounding like OJ. The cops are in on this. What I mean, you know what I mean? You think, oh my God.
It creeps into your mind. Maybe somebody's going to plant something, so
right?
They won't be, wrong, or maybe they're going to make a mistake there. Anything could happen. My wife asks me almost every day, "Are you going to prison?" I said, "No, honey, I'm not going to prison."
Your poor wife listening to. I wonder if she had doubts during this about you.
No, she never asked me once.
No,
she knows me.
Hey,
she lives with me,
honey. I believe you 100%. But if there's anything you want to tell me before these 2 months are over with, I'm here for you. Didn't have that moment?
Nah.
Okay. So then you get, and how do you find? Did you get an attorney at this point between now and then?
I had to wait
for the results.
Yes.
Okay. And how do they notify you? Do they call you? Do you get it in the mail?
They didn't notify me.
Okay. So the 2 month period, and then
I had to call.
Okay. So you call up and
Orange County Courthouse.
And this is case 014432. I'm trying to find out what the drug test came back with.
She said that case has been dismissed. It came back as sugar. The police never contacted me, ever.
They don't say a word.
No.
They
nothing.
don't say, hey, oh my goodness, we're so sorry. We made a mistake. We obviously were just overzealous in trying to make sure that you weren't driving around with meth, and we apologize. There was nothing along.
No. In fact, Randy, and I'm not mad at the police.
Yeah. No, I know you're not. Which is amazing.
The lady that did the test, after everything was proven, that she told my lawyer, I'll never believe that wasn't crystal methamphetamines. You know those people that
no matter what you do.
No matter what, they'll never admit they made a mistake, ever. And she ended up quitting because they gave her a written reprimand. She said, I'm not signing that. I quit.
That's so bizarre. It's so bizarre that people can't, and I don't know, do you think it's because we live in a litigious world? If they admit they were wrong, then they're on the record?
I think she was just really stubborn.
People can't change their viewpoint.
She wasn't going to admit she made a mistake no matter what. She doesn't think she made a mistake. After everything was said and done about me, and they know me, and she still was adamant that was drugs.
So at this point, you're feeling good. Hey, it was just sugar. It was just a Krispy Kreme donut frosting. So now you're kind of feeling, okay, good. I told you so. But it's not over yet, is it?
No, it's still on my record.
So on your record, if people were to search you, you were going to go apply for a job, if you were going to do anything where it requires somebody to look you up, you would have a possession charge, which is a federal offense.
Absolutely.
So people don't realize this, and this just doesn't go away. You don't just go, well, we'll wait a month and they'll remove it for you.
No.
And of course, they are very apologetic that it got there in the first place, and there's a system set up to remove that. And boop, let's clean this up.
And it's very expensive. Several $1,000s to have it removed.
So let's explain that. So what do you have to do to clear your name, even though you did nothing wrong?
You got to go back to court, not to a trial situation, but through the courts, pay a bunch of money and have that removed.
So you have to hire a lawyer.
You could do it yourself, but most people hire a lawyer, you know.
Be tough to navigate the system and know what to do, what form to fill out.
I've always navigated the system, but most people just would be lost.
Now, how do you go find an attorney for something like this? This is, you know, I'm not trying to plug any attorney out there.
It was tough. This is a very, very specialized
situation.
Yeah. So I kept calling people, and everybody said, we don't do that.
And you have to call and explain your story to each person. Hey, this is me, Daniel. I just want to let you know I was arrested. It was a Krispy Kreme donut, but it came back sugar. Are they just on the other end go, okay, yeah, well, I'll get back with you on that?
Well, a lot of people say you need to just give up. You're not going to. Yes, they did. A lot of attorneys said just give up. You're not going to get anything from this. Well, I kept calling and punching, and finally, Bill Raffier is a great guy. I contacted him, and he said, sure. He said, I'm not against the police, but when they do something wrong, they need to be held accountable for it, just like anybody. And what a nice guy and an excellent attorney. So I ended up getting a $37,500 settlement on that.
So then you, in order to help pay for this and help move this along, you have to literally sue the city or the county.
The city.
There'd be no other way to do it just to get it cleared?
Nope.
Now, why is that? Why do you have to sue someone? And I'm not saying it was wrong. I would.
They're not going to just take it off.
What?
Said, okay, we made a mistake and take it off. They just don't do that.
So is there no system set up for people that are found innocent of something before there's even a trial or a sentencing to clear someone's name once they've been arrested?
Yeah, the system is you go through the courts, you pay several $1,000s, and they'll finally, I don't know if I think they just cover it over. They don't actually remove it ever. They just closed, I think they just cover it up.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's there, but nobody can see it. I forgot the legal term.
It wouldn't even show up as like a question mark for anyone then?
No. But it's still there on your record if anybody wanted to dig.
So from the time that you hired an attorney to the time that your name was officially cleared, or what we're calling being cleared, how long did that take?
Almost 2 years, and that was very quick. It's usually not that fast. Bill was a real bulldog and just went after him and just kept insisting, and then finally they made a settlement. He said, you know, we could probably get a little more, but it would take years. And, you know, if I were you, and I'm not telling you what to do, but if I were you, I would accept it.
Right.
So I did.
Yeah. Well, you could end up fighting the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it gets exhausting, I'm sure. And then, you know, that sounds like, oh, 37,000 or something. But
well, he gets a percentage.
He gets 30-40%. So
you know what? Bill only took 25%.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, Bill.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a really good. You know, he passes out. He's a Gideon. They give Bibles out. You know, the free. That's the kind of a guy he is.
So you guys connected.
Yeah, immediately I like Bill. He walked in, and my brother from OPD was there, and he went, "Okay, which one's the meth dealer?"
Is that right?
Instant connection. I mean, he was a good guy. I enjoyed working with him.
No more Roach on Florida TV.